Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Dinks with Kinks. I am one of your wonderful hosts, John Ondero, and with me, as always, the big group that they are, both Mr. Shep and Miss Rebecca.
Oh, this is a group intro. It's a group
Yeah.
project. Is that what this is?
Yeah, I figured we'd group it all together.
Hello,
I'm John.
everyone.
Rebecca,
Good evening.
Shep.
Oh, tonight's a group effort. Got it.
Yeah,
Doing the group effort. I go ladies first.
did we not want to
Oh,
group
is this a
everyone
group
together?
project? Is this a group project? Which one of I'm going to be the one that's going to be doing the heavy lifting, isn't it? And y'all are just going to come in and put your names on it.
No, I know the work.
In,
I have
on,
done it.
Yeah.
I have researched our subject tonight, but before we get to our subject, I want to remind everyone to follow us on that social media at Dinks with Kinks on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. That's the greatest way to get a hold of us, and we want to get you guys to get a hold of us. Reach out to us, tell us how we're doing.
I need
Yeah,
that positive, and I need it. I need it, everyone.
Yeah.
I need that positive reinforcement.
And if we're not doing good, tell us that too. If we're covering a kink you're into, reach out to us. Tell us how we did,
I need to be told
good
I'm a
or
good girl.
bad.
Tell me.
I like
Tell
to
me
be
I'm a
told I'm
good
a
girl.
bad boy.
Such a good girl.
Oh, thanks.
Guys, there's no I tonight. We are a group. We are a team. And tonight,
We're in this. Okay, tell us we're a good girl.
we are the me is we.
We are good girls.
We are good girls as a whole, because tonight we are a group and we're going to talk about group sex. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys know what group sex is? I usually ask you guys what stuff is, but I feel like tonight's a pretty self-explanatory thing.
I
It's a
know
group
what
of
group
people,
sex is. Yes.
more than two. Well, I don't know what classifies as group sex. Would a
I think
threesome
more than
count?
three. No,
More
I
than
think
three.
more than
Is
three.
it more than three?
More than three.
Yeah, more than three.
More than three?
Yeah. Because three is a threesome.
Yeah.
Yum,
Menage
yum.
a trois.
But what about a foursome?
That's group. That's a group.
Is that group?
That's a
When
group.
does it become an orgy?
More than three?
So is an orgy
When the
just another
lights are
word for
out
group
and you
sex?
don't know which parts are whose,
No.
and they're just
I think an orgy is more than six.
I thought orgy was 5 or more.
You know what? We had the interwebs.
We have
Why can't
Google.
just-
Yeah. Google
no. An
this.
orgy is where you're experiencing everyone, but you don't know whose parts are what.
Because
but
we
it's
are so
okay.
researched for this one.
Yeah. But no, group sex is sexual activities, and it doesn't necessarily have to be standard sex, but sexual interaction with more than 3 people.
How many guests constitute an orgy? And this one says 7 is probably a really mild semi-orgy. An
7 to
afternoon
heaven?
tea time of group sex. 7 is your grandmother's orgy. Polite and manageable. Thank you. Thank you from the owl, AWL. Like, I don't know what that that description is amazing. 7, it's
7.
polite and manageable.
A polite and manageable orgy. Okay, cool. But yeah, we're
Cool.
talking about group
Okay,
sex
now we
tonight.
know.
Cool.
Cool.
Yes, but I'll
Um,
be waiting for you this episode to change my mind on how this is a fetish and not just a sexual act.
Well, I mean, how is anything a fetish or a kink that's not just a sexual act? Spanking, that's sexual. That turns people on. The idea of spanking turns
a
people on.
specific criteria
Because-
of mental stimulation.
Because not all people are turned on by the thought of group sex.
A kink is
Not
any
all-
sexual.
Yes.
Yeah, a kink is any sexual arousal that is not standard one-on-one sex.
So people are not turned on by group sex. They don't get they aren't into it. They aren't into threesomes. That's just not their thing. But there's some
If
people
I-
that are into that. Just like people aren't into spanking. You spank somebody and it's done for them. Like they don't like it. But then there's some people that's makes it a kink.
Regular sex constitutes one person, I mean, two people in, throes of passion. Anything past that is called kink.
Hmm.
If I say, hey, I'm into group sex, usually the response is, oh, you must be kinky.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I mean, anything that is not socially acceptable.
Yeah, anything that is not widely accepted as a normal practice.
Oh, it's quite social and very accepted when it's happening.
Well,
That's
yeah.
Very
true. That is
socially
true.
accepted.
That is true.
It
That
is
is,
a
that is true.
social act.
It is
But
a
yeah,
social. You
so
need more,
this
couple people.
Mm-hmm.
this very much constitutes a very popular kink. Actually, I've had some personal experience with not just having group sex, but meeting people whose fantasy involves group sex, more than two partners, and it's not even like one of those things are, oh, we're all going to get together and have sex. They actually have fantasies where they're having sex with more than two or plus partners, and I would definitely count that as a kink. If you actually go, I really want to have sex with more, usually of the same sex. Like I won't, quote unquote, as the young people say, ran the train on.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
let's be distinguished
Yeah,
here because running the train on and all that kind of stuff. The focus on of all bodies on or persons on one body, that would be the gang bang. So we want to
that
make
would
sure the
be.
group sex is the everyone saying hey to everybody,
No, I
or it's
mean no
multiple
group
people.
sex.
Yeah.
Yeah, group sex is anything that constitutes more than three people in a sexual event. If you're all just circle spanking, technically that's group sex. You're doing sexual activity for sexual arousement in a group more than two or more than three.
Oh yes, good old
So,
circle jerk. Mm-hmm.
and this is where this really comes into is defining what group sex is. Is it constitutes all of that? It constitutes gangbang. It constitutes orgies where everyone's getting into everything. It constitutes what I said, the train running, the conductor of the train, as you would, or
So we can call this an umbrella fetish, where all these little guys fall underneath the umbrella.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it all very much distinctly falls under kink because, I mean, come on now. No one goes, I want to bang three or more people,
Why not?
but I want it to be all
Actually,
missionary position.
I
I
Actually,
mean,
that would
mean,
be kind of
you
kinky.
somebody
honestly,
might have a
you
rough
say I
back where
would
they
love.
need to be laying down.
I mean, if you say I would like, I fantasize about group sex, or I'm interested in it, or I've done it, or I want to do it, or I've like, you get those looks. You do. Like, you get the really like that look. Like, it's just like, yeah, why not? Like, you get that look, the judgy look. You get the Karen look.
But this
I feel
actually,
like that constitutes, if you get the Karen look from somebody, that's how you know it's a kink.
now the reason for the kink is actually there are multiple reasons depending on what you enjoy. But
I
in my
mean,
experience,
multiples are usually involved in that. Yes.
yeah, and in my experience, a lot of times it's the vulnerability of the experience. With the partners I've had who have had this fetish, they kind of want control taken away from them and to be almost used and degraded in their experience. Yeah, and like I said, I'm not saying this is for everyone. In my personal experience, and so I asked them because we're on a podcast and poked and prodded every question I could get out of them, and for these individuals, it was very much I wanted to feel both vulnerable and helpless, but not in a consensual non-consent way. It's kind of like submission and consensual non-consent, but that middle ground where they're consenting to all the acts, but they're not in control, but they're not being completely dominated either.
See, I think exact opposite. When I think of group sex, it's exact opposite for me. Like,
Well, you're on the other end of that spectrum.
yeah, like like
She's on the other
empowerment.
end of that train.
I like I have not participated in group sex. This is, I mean, not, but this is something that I would do. But I think of empowerment. I think of something that's powerful. I'm making that choice. I'm choosing who I can be and who I do it with, and it's available. It's almost like a dessert buffet. Like, it's like, yay. That I don't think of it as vulnerability. I think about it as empowerment, strong, and like
Yeah,
taking control.
I
It's like, yes, now
honestly
please
can absolutely
wanna
see
put
that.
Put that hot dog in that taco, and I'll take that meal right there first. Yes.
I remember one time at a convention, we all got together, and we found out that a human person that has a vagina. I'm not going to say their gender because trans people and non-binaries. But if you have a
But a
vagina,
human
you
person,
can
not a animal person or robotic person. A human person, right?
you can handle at one time 8 peni. All be doing something on the human body. And we mapped it out, and it was a group. It was a group of boys and girls. We were all there together. I actually played the female.
Of course you did.
Yeah. And I had to lay on the bed.
I
And
vaguely remember
we
something
all,
around this conversation.
yeah, because one of our early guests, Miss DeVore, was there. She was the foot penis.
Mm.
She was the penis for the feet. And it was like one hand, mouth, butthole, vagina, foot.
Actually, if you got the grabby toes, you can probably each grab one.
My feet are not that
Okay,
flexible.
how is this?
My feet
Okay,
are-
okay.
I'm just
It
saying.
was for science. It was for science.
for science.
That's why we did it.
Oh, got it.
So
And that
you can
was a
handle.
science moment.
And we were
Brought to
all
you
fully
by
clothed.
Struggle Taco. What?
There was no sexy time at all. We were all fully clothed, just trying to do a math equation.
I can see that. I can see.
Yeah.
You do.
So 8 peni.
I'm sad I missed that.
That was many years ago. I think
Oh.
it was
An 8
many years ago at a
peni
convention.
tour.
We were doing a convention, and where we had to map that out. But yeah, I know several people who are in the group sex, and you're right, Rebecca. It could either be empowerment or it could be vulnerability. I think it all depends on what you want to get out of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Because typically, I haven't talked to somebody who wants to participate but doesn't want to be the main focus, if that makes sense. Like
I love
Okay.
how we both, Shep
You
and I
both
both raised our
raised your
hands and we're
hand.
like,
on an audio podcast. Because the audience totally got that silence as both of y'all raising your hands.
in case you didn't know, he said that, and both Shep and I both raised our hands and just sat there with our hands up, and he just stared at us.
Yeah, I'm like, well, that's great. The audience can really
Okay.
see the hand raising.
Yeah,
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 I
okay.
love
It was
it.
done
Visual
specifically
gags.
for the effect on you, not for said
Yeah,
audience.
exactly.
Our
I like
goal,
it. All right.
The goal was reached. Yes. Good job.
And so I'm telling y'all my angle. So now I want to hear y'all's angle of like when you picture group sex and doing it, what do you picture yourself doing in that situation?
Everything. Like,
Let's be a little more
everything-
specific for a podcast.
okay,
Everything. Okay, yeah.
I mean, there was.
Let's
the-
flesh that out a little bit.
there was the- there
flesh
was
it
the-
out. I see that too. Lots of flesh. Lots of flesh.
Yeah.
What do you see yourself doing? I mean, I was on a sitting down receiving, and then I was, many positions. Yeah.
I because I'm both an exhibitionist and a voyeur. I like
Do you need me to
both
count?
like. No, I don't need you to count. I'm good because I both like showing off and watching at the same time. I feel like I haven't done it, but I would love to do it. That is definitely on my list of things I would love to do at some point in my life. But
And
I would love to watch while participating, like in all different positions with all different people, because I'm bisexual. So it's not just males. I can actually enjoy both at the same time. It's all encompassing of my sexuality. I think I think that's what's appealing to me. It's like I can do a lot of things at once, and it hits a lot of my kinks all at once. And I think that that's what's very appealing about it, is that I can be with both men and women. I can watch and be watched. I can do one thing and do another all at the same time. And I think that's what's appealing about it for me, and very empowering for me. And where I don't want to be the focus. I think that's why it's like I don't want to be the focus. I want to be a group situation. I want to be an active participant with a lot of different people. So,
what about you, Mr. Ship?
Well, I've experienced, I guess you can say, all the base scenarios of that situation. So I envision bringing more unique bits of sensations and such to it. Say, for instance, how many people can say that they've been, engaged in the various sex acts, but then also being flogged in some way. So having just those outside sensations too, that you would not normally get to experience while also having sex or engaging in different things. So, I mean, I'm always thinking of, you can cover all the, I guess you'd classify them as basics. So I would like to bring in different things like the violet wand or the floggers or the different fun toys.
Almost like stations in a sex show. But like
like
all
stations.
happening.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, stations. It's like
stations. It's like you hear a little bell and everybody's like speed dating.
It's speed date. Oh my god, speed sex.
It's speed kink. Yay!
Speed kink. Or make your own Sunday bar. It's a make your own Sunday bar.
See, the buffet. It's the buffet. Mm-hmm. Everybody loves a buffet. Who doesn't love buffets?
Yeah. But yeah, I kind of get that. I think this is such a broad subject of kink because there's so many applications to it. There is, like you said, your guys' reputation of make your own Sunday bar, and then the almost submissive CNC, but wants to be the center of all focus.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I can understand both the wants and boths of those. Personally, yes. I would have trouble with it because that is for someone who suffers from like ADHD, that would overwhelm my senses really fast. I'm one of those people, I don't deal well if there's too many variables on the floor and I can't just focus on one thing.
I can see that.
If you give me 16 things that I could possibly be doing, I'm going to try to do all 16 of those things at once.
Isn't that like normal sex?
Well, that's an easy fix for you. Just turn out the lights.
Close your eyes. Get blindfolded. It's fine. Hang on. Just
there
blindfold yourself and hang on for the ride.
To where you
Are we gonna?
There's those types of setups. One of which I know of, and one of the groups that they've set out of the scenario before of pitch black room, no lights, no nothing. Just
we turn all the lights off, play Who's in My Mouth. Yeah, I get it. I've been there before.
And so therefore it kind of takes away some of the it's a good way to help relax some of the anxieties that would come normally with this scenario, because like some people still would have the self-conscious of their own bodies and stuff like that, and so that helps relax you more because you can't be seen, so therefore it enables you more.
So how did you not
for somebody
see
who
this
has
as a
body image issues? I can see that it takes a lot to feel comfortable. It does,
especially in a group setting. Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you not see this as a kink after what you just described?
Well, I've always just classified it as a purely, expanded sexual act. I've never really, in my mind, had it click as something that was a sought after kink, like a needed trigger to have excitement or fulfillment and such, like many others are.
Well, that's
I
a
mean,
fetish.
yes, I can see it, but yes, I just didn't associate it for that really.
Yeah, I mean, because I will say this, I am not into group sex. So, just the trend, and it's nothing to, it's not that I'm judgmental of it at all. It's just, again, it's one of those things where if you put me in the dark, I'm going to freak out because I'm not in control.
Gotcha.
I am not self-conscious. I mean, like I said, I am self-conscious of myself, but I mean, if you guys are already in a group saying, yeah, we'd fuck you, I'm golden. The confidence is there. It's like, you guys want to sleep with me? I've never had so many people who wanted to sleep with me. Usually it's hard enough to get one person to go, yeah, let's do this.
Oh, yeah.
If I have a whole group of people, my confidence is through the roof. It's just an overwhelming thing. It's just like, I am not in control, and I panic a little bit. Which is probably what does classify me as a dom, because as much as I want to submit, I don't like not being in control.
But you can be in control, even in those scenarios.
Not in the dark, I can't.
Look at his panic right now. His face. He's like, no.
Yeah. You turn all the lights out, we're playing Who's in My Mouth, someone's getting bit.
Oh, that's reassuring, man.
Yeah.
It's only been a fantasy for me, something that I'd like to try, only because I have not had any partner who has been comfortable with that. And I've respected that. That's not something that it's just like, oh, well, you don't like it, so I'm not going to do it. And like, but it's nice to fantasize about. It's nice to think about. Like, I mean, I don't feel unfulfilled, but it's really freaking hot to think about, Which is something that when you go into in the emotional safety part of it is you have to make sure that you're in a place either with your partner or that you're with people that you trust. And because you can't just go, I mean, I guess you can, but not necessarily the safest thing to do.
Well, I think if my partner was into this, and because it is not my kink, I would still let them explore and have their fun. I don't have to participate. I can sit and watch. I'll be fine with that. I'm usually not a voyeur.
Would you watch?
I'm typically not a voyeur, but it's one of those things where I would enjoy watching my partner fulfill one of their fantasies. And I mean, like, I would try to participate. It's not one of those things where I refuse to do it. I just feel like it wouldn't be something I would enjoy. But I haven't done anything more than a threesome. Threesome is usually where I draw that line, because I've always said if you're good at something, cut it in half, you're mediocre at it. So add more to it, I'm just getting more sex. That's how I do my sex math. If I'm pretty decent at sex. I can get the job done. You add another person to it, I've got to cut it in half. Yeah, I'm a good 7.5. But if you add another person to that, I am like 2.5. Or no, 3.5.
3.75.
3.75 to two people. And that brings my math down. I get in my head about that. I'll still do it because it's real fun.
I love how we're doing math now.
Yeah, we're doing math. You got to do math during group sex. You got to know.
You do.
It's the mathematical kink.
Susie has two hands.
Susie has two hands.
I mean, you can be like, well, I never thought of having my big toe used that way, but if you want to, you have that big toe. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I would definitely be up to try it, but it's just, I don't think it's something that I would be into, but I definitely would love to experience a group sexual experience.
I mean,
If just to say I did
you
it.
have experienced them, yes.
No, actually, well, I mean, I've experienced them by stepping over them, going from one room to the other. We've all been in the group sex room and going, hey guys, I just need to get my coat. It's over there.
I'm imagining you standing over these people and it's making my life.
Yeah, I know, and it's
Yeah. It's happened at those parties.
it's absolutely happened in this party. You're just like, I have to get across the sex room. And the best part is don't get sucked in. It's like walking on quicksand. The floor is very unsteady because one wrong step and suddenly you're in group sex. And I just needed my coat.
Oh.
Yeah, I've been in those scenarios too, but I'll tease them though. Just drop it on their forehead for a second. Hi, coming through. Walk through.
Absolutely.
Nice.
And these were all consenting adults. This is not a disrespectful thing. We want to say that to enter the sex room, you have to be, a level of consent has to be given, just so everyone's aware.
Yes, and this is one of the more difficult scenarios at times to not only enable and create, but also make sure that everyone there is in that same mindset and everyone's okay and accepting of others. We definitely want to make sure there's no bits of jealousy or selfishness even in the back of your mind. Because in these scenarios, to really enjoy them, or whether it's just the viewing, partaking, or so forth, you really just don't have that relaxed and open mind to things.
And I think that
Absolutely.
for me, because I have not participated in it, but it's so appealing to me, is because of that acceptance. It's because of that when you. I can only assume in that scenario that you are consenting and accepting and just you're there to feel good and make others feel good. And it's just an acceptance. It's a place of safety almost. And I think that's sort of what's appealing about it as well. It's fun. It's safe fun, and it's non-judgmental almost.
Yeah.
You get to go and have fun and not be judged.
But this is definitely a tricky. Shep is right. This is a tricky one. It is planning. Lots of planning. You kind of just got to plan that sucker out. This is not the, hey, you guys just want to fuck kind of.
Yeah.
I guess it could be.
Well,
you could.
Even though they happen, you still don't want to do the drunken or party favor stimulated. Yeah.
Yeah. Recreational stimulation.
Yes.
Recreational stimulation. Yes.
And just have at it, because there can be much regret and stuff when the brain clears. So don't use those kind of things as an excuse to do it, or a gateway. Do it right, so it's enjoyable not only during, but still mentally after the fact.
Plan your orgies out, people.
I personally think that with any kink, any sexual act in general, if you need liquid courage, as they call it, or some type of recreational courage, then you're not really 100% consenting. You're not in a complete state of, this is what I want to do. You are just like lowering your inhibitions. And I'm like that. I feel like that if you're making those decisions like that, you need to be in a very conscious state of mind that, yes, this is something I want to do. And yes, this is something that I'm consenting to. That's my personal opinion. If you have to be drunk to do it, should you be doing it? Is
a happy tipsy okay?
Happy tipsy's fine. It's like drunk. Okay. You know what I mean? Not like,
I'm back in the game. Okay.
Yes. Tipsy's one thing. That's like, but like drunk. Like I need to be like 8 drinks in, barely walking. If you can't drive home afterwards,
You can't consent if you're intoxicated.
right?
Yes. Now, if you can't drive home because your legs don't work anymore, that's different.
That's different.
But
That's
still.
fun.
But like I said, there's nothing wrong from enjoying alcohol. Just plan it out before you get drunk. Don't let the alcohol plan it out for you.
Yes.
Go, hey guys, let's get together. Let's have some group sex. We can get drunk beforehand, but we need to set the rules now. We need to know everyone's comfortable. We need to have the informed consent. Because like I said, if I were going to do this and I was with a partner, I need to make sure my partner knows exactly what's going to happen. I need to set the rules up with my partner. Because you and your partner may be going into the situation and be like, okay, make sure I am getting predominantly your attention. You can have other attention and stuff like that. And just have that, communication going, because this can really damage a relationship. If one partner is not into it as much as you are and you didn't communicate it, it definitely could be your fault because you did not communicate the rules beforehand.
Yeah.
And
don't think you have to like plan every little step of it. Just the most important part of it is because sometimes they happen, sometimes they don't. It's all on how the mood of the group flows. But the most important part is that group, no matter what does or doesn't happen, everyone within that particular circle or group or moment is open to it, is a known thing, and trusting and relaxed with everybody else.
Yeah.
And understanding it that if somebody wants to take a break or something, if somebody doesn't want a particular thing or person, that they are relaxed enough to be able to say no, and everybody's chill with it too. Those are the keys.
Yeah.
Communication. But on top of everything else, consent.
Yes.
Yeah. Get a blackboard, write all your safe words up there. That way you could turn and be like, that was one of the safe words. Who I got?
Who do I got?
I mean, like,
Who do I got?
Which one are you? I'm going to go down the list.
I mean, because
I heard vanilla ice cream.
Just because that tip got a little too close and it got a smack from me doesn't mean I don't still like you. That just means I don't like you. No.
I think it is a great way to explore your sexuality as well too, because like I said, people who are pansexual, bisexual, or anywhere on the spectrum of sexuality, you have to have some level of comfort with your sexuality unless your partners are all of the same sex. Like if I was participating in a group scene, of course it doesn't really matter if me, I'm pan, everyone's kind of cool with me. But like, if that's not your cup of tea,
because they don't have to buy it, it's there.
Yeah,
I know.
You have your cake and eat it too.
I can have cake and ice cream. Yay!
And
but
it's
you just
mother
want
tacos for dessert.
The choco tacos.
But you absolutely want to be aware of what you may be getting yourself into and how comfortable people are. So
or getting into you.
Or getting into you.
Yes. Yeah.
Practice safe sex in a group setting. That's another one.
Wear a mask. It's 2022. COVID's still around. Wear a mask.
Oh my God.
Practice social distancing.
Don't forget your finger condoms.
Now I'm imagining. Oh, I can't.
Do you think group sex
and like PvP?
Or do you think group sex?
Well, let's complete your picture. Remember
the
body condoms.
Body condom.
Everybody with a body condom on.
The hazmat suits.
Yeah. Do you think group sex was the biggest kink hit by COVID?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because I don't think there was no kink hit harder than group sex when COVID came around. I could still have do 99% of all my kinks behind closed doors In fact, some of them got easier. Like sex in public, there's no one around. You can just go in front of places. Everything's shut down. Nobody's looking. They're inside watching Netflix. It's a pandemic.
Well, I mean, last I heard, though, put a mask on, wash your hands. Group sex, gloves, mask, everything else naked. I mean, how is it affected? How is it affected?
That's true.
Exchanging fluids.
Yeah, that doesn't.
Listen,
No, that's fine.
social distance while you're having group sex. 6 feet at all times.
With a mask on.
Very, very carefully.
Very carefully.
Don't they have the mouth condoms too? Right, those. Yeah.
The dental dams? Is that what?
Yeah. See, there you go.
Mm-hmm. Dental dams
that
are
doesn't count
thing.
as a mask. Oh my god.
I love that we
Oh,
devolved to that.
I mean, your lips aren't touching it though.
Like we're planning. Like we're like, okay, how can we plan a group sex during the pandemic? How's that?
If you're a fan of group sex and you were affected by COVID, please let us know.
Please
I
reach
wanna
out
know.
to us. We need to
Please
know.
reach out to us. Let us
Inquiry
know
guys wanna know.
if this kink took a hit. Like if you were someone who practiced a lot.
Did it limit your positions, or did it add more to them?
Because
Well,
I think that
technically, if you only take if you get it from behind and they're giving it to you from behind, you're still social distancing because you're not facing each other.
that's true.
Yeah,
You
just
can
don't make
share
eye contact,
dildos.
and you won't get COVID, right? Is that right? Yeah.
Don't lick eyeballs. No licking
Don't-
eyeballs during
no
COVID.
licking eye.
Don't lick your nose or their eyeballs. Yeah.
But yeah, no, stuff like that. I know we're making jokes, but I get curious about like how the aspects of the world affect the kinks that we enjoy. And this is one of those ones that I bet you did take an actual hit about being able to safely do or finding places or people to do with when the pandemic broke out. So jokes aside, that fascinates me. I'm just like, what?
Okay.
It hit everywhere.
And here
Your
I'm
own
feeling
kinks.
like Willy Wonka with that saying, "Come with me and you'll see a world of sexual gratification."
Oh, oh yeah, that's why I love you.
So
Come on, touch, take a look. No, what? Sorry.
John's
I'm
all
back.
serious tonight.
no,
You're
listen.
cracking jokes.
I'm the one who literally made the COVID joke.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, like literally minutes ago. I'm racking my brain to make sure we properly covered group sex because, like I said, I want to make sure we're getting all the information out to our audience.
It is one of those, but back to the it is one of these broad, all-encompassing kinks. It is all one of these ones that gangbangs and group sex and all of that falls underneath it. So it's one of those. It's just like the sub-dom. We can talk about sub-dom, but then there's so many different subcategories
Levels.
of that. And that's the same way with group sex. Like we're covering the main category, but we haven't gone
Yeah.
into the subcategories of it yet. And
No, we really
will
haven't.
eventually.
And reach out to us if you want us to cover. If you guys want us to cover like a subcategory of this fetish, absolutely reach out to us. Like I said, we talked about like 2 reasons to really, why people really enjoy it. 2, 3 reasons, but there are hundreds of reasons. This is a massive group. We
There's
haven't
sex clubs
found,
for a reason.
Mm-hmm. We haven't even discussed daisy chains. That's right.
Like the ones you put in your hair?
Nope.
No? Okay.
Nope.
All right.
It's like if you wrote 69696969 and dominoed them.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
You gotta stretch for that. You gotta stretch.
All right, we're not spinning the wheel this week though because we had a tie last week.
We did have a tie.
Yeah, and we discussed it and we talked about it, and it was unfair to not just do both. So if you didn't listen to last week's episode, this week we talked about group sex, but the tie was between that and collars and leashes. So next week, we're gonna be taking a walk, and we're gonna heel, and we're gonna sit, boo boo, sit. Good girl.
Why are you like this?
It's kind of what I do.
It is, but thank you. That's why we love you.
I want to remind everyone to follow us on the social media. Reach out to us. Tell us what you think about like the fetishes we talk about, because we'll talk about it with you. We'll have active conversations. Everyone who has reached out to us, we have responded to, as long as you're respectful. There has been one or two that I'm just like, nope. But they were immediately not respectful, and just we're humans. Treat us like humans. Now, if you want to tell us we're doing a bad job, we'll ask you how we can do better. But we're not here to have sex with you and send you nudes. Well, I am, maybe, probably. And I can send you really good drawings of Shep nude. I sketch him while he sleeps.
Isn't that one of the things that you said? Isn't that like one of the things you said in the first podcast? Is you had pictures of Shep in his sleep or something?
Yeah, no, drawings of Shep in his sleep. I just draw him while he sleeps.
With your left hand.
With my left hand.
I mean, if you need my nudes, just let me know. I got the folder and stuff. Just
all right. But be respectful when you ask for them.
Yeah.
I want to say thank you for listening. I am one of your hosts. No, you know what? No, we're not going to do one of the hosts. We are your hosts. I'm John.
He's John.
I pointed at one of y'all to.
I'm Rebecca.
I'm John.
I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Shepard.
And we are your host for this group effort episode. But we don't count as group sex because technically we're a threesome. We should have brought a
failed attempt, so let's do it right the next time. That's closing.
I think we close
Goodbye,
it.
everyone.
Bye.